Welcome to the world of iBites. Pallatrax are now the UK distributor of the phenomenal range of iBite floats and tip indicators. And I'll go through why it's really revolutionised the way we approach carp fishing especially, but it can be used with other species. But the main thing we're using it for is carp. We're using it as a float ledger system, using a small stone, and then what we're doing is using these floats, and they've all got different uses. And the uniqueness about them, they're very, very high quality, but the fact is that they also have this battery inside them that you turn on at night and it's like a lightsaber. It's absolutely amazing. And what you'll find really interesting is the fact that you'll see the float disappear. There won't be any indication on your alarm, and that's what makes it exciting. And there's different models for different variations. We're all fishing on them now. We put them on our main rods at night so we can see them in the distance, so we can spom to them. We're changing the angles of the line. There's loads of things we can do. But the main thing is we're now getting really clear indication. And I tell you what, it's really scary when you see that float disappear and no indication whatsoever on those alarms. So what I'll do now is go through each piece one by one and explain in a little bit more detail. So first up, we have the 𝗃𝗏𝗪𝗏. It's like a stick float in many ways. And what this one has is two options. You can have a red light or a green light, and all you have to do to make them work is literally, these batteries last up to 40 hours of continual use. You literally turn it around, take it out, hit the connection, and you probably won't see, you'll see it a lot better this evening when we do more filming, but then that just pops in there and you've got a really good float for all different applications. Especially I like these ones in the margins. Next up, you've got, to be fair, it's my favourite. This is the all-rounder. This is the 𝗃𝗏𝗃 Neon. Again, exactly the same format. You just unscrew. All the ones I had before, they just fell apart, to be fair. And then basically exactly the same principle. Take out the battery, fit it in, on comes the light, take it out, turn it round, fit it back into the housing, and then screw it tight. And a really good waterproof seal. And I fish this one at medium distance, short to medium. So the next one is the big brother, I suppose. It's actually called the Xander. And this one we do fish at long range. This is again working exactly the same principle, fitted with a battery, unscrew it, turn the battery round, and what you have is that yellow orb really does shine out. You know, we're talking a long way away, you'll see that, and it's great because you can watch it at night and then suddenly, like I say, you'll see it's gone and no indication on your alarms, and you're just thinking, well, how can that be? And that's when you need to be striking. You know, you just go back to old school tactics. If that float goes under or comes up and lies on the surface, that's just a drop back. But like I said earlier, the other advantage is you can change the angles of the line. But that one we fish at distance. And like I say, you can use them however you want, to be fair, but the way we're using them is as this float ledger system. This is coming down to the all-rounder. This has two tops, the green and the red. And again, these have got tiny little batteries in them. Let me just show you. So again, you pull it out the housing on top, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tiny little battery there. You just pull that out. Again, exactly the same principle. Fit it into the housing, and I can even see that now. So push that back down, and that is very much like a pole float, and again great for margin tactics, and it allows you to fish right into dusk, through dusk, all the way through night. And the results, to be fair, since we started revisiting some of the narrative nowadays where we're told certain things that don't really stack up to old school. I'm old now, but the fact is that this kind of stuff was about 30 odd years ago. It's been improved by the iBite system. So we've got 4 floats in the range at the moment, and we've got 2 tip indicators. These have got little housings, they just clip on, and you've got the red one and the green one. Again, 40 hours of use. And one that's a little bit clever as well. I can see the sea anglers loving this. This one actually is a motion sensor. So as soon as that tip moves, you'll have the light flashing red and green. And again, we'll show you much better at night. Last but not least is we do supply all of the batteries, the tiny little ones for the all-rounder, and then obviously the bigger 40-hour ones for the other floats. Really interesting range. It's not reinventing the wheel, because as I say, you are getting something fundamentally different than I could ever source. I genuinely, I know it sounds a bit sad, but I was really excited when I found these and the quality, and we've been using them, and it's just great fun to suddenly see that float disappear, you know, in the pitch black, and then fish on, and you're striking ways before your alarm goes off. And you will find it very scary that these floats disappear a long time before you get any indication on the bank. So if you want any more information on the iBites, you can always give me a call at the Pallatrax office on 01409 240042, or just check into the shop, pallatrax.co.uk, where you'll see the whole range. You'll see this video going out to explain it further. But as I say, always feel free to phone us. We're just like you, we're just fellow anglers, and we're happy to explain all and everything.